Okay, but now we're going to queer up culture. Was Taylor Swift just outed by the New York Times op-ed? And is there harm of sexually speculating? A controversial New York Times opinion piece has openly speculated whether Taylor Swift is a closeted queer person, has drawn the ire of the pop star's associates in the 5,000-word piece written in the Times opinion section. Editor Anna Marks strung together a long list of LGBTQ+ references, some overt, some perceived, that Swift has weaved into her songs and performances. Mark suggested that Swift had perhaps, for years, been trying to signal that she identifies with the queer community. Marks wrote that the references began to appear in Miss Swift's artistry long before queer identity was undeniably marketable to mainstream America. The New York Times piece suggests to queer people that she is one of them, or one of us. Swift has in the past embraced the LGBTQ+ community, taking stands in support of her fans, calling her concerts a safe space for the queer community. But she has denied that she is a member of the LGBTQ+ community. In a 2019 interview with Vogue magazine, Swift said she has simply aimed to be a good ally to the LGBTQ+ community. The Times received criticism from readers for its decision to publish its piece on Swift. Marks, seemingly aware of the article's questionable assertions, preemptively addressed critics in the piece, saying she is aware that discussing the potential of a star's queerness before a formal declaration of identity feels to some too salacious. The primary issue, why the need to speculate, and what are the impacts of trying to out a celebrity in this way. The story gains huge attention and dominated our collective imagination, but at what cost is paid to the person that is subjected to such speculation? Well, it is interesting because Swifties, and there are millions of them, at least millions, have glommed on to our Instagram at Stonewall. Why? Because in a Taylor Swift song, there is the reference to Sunrise Boulevard. We are on Sunrise Boulevard. Taylor Swift's favorite number is 13. We're 1300 Sunrise Boulevard. And if you add the numbers to our zip code together, you get 13.
Oh, wow.
No.
So in less than, I guess, 3 hours, when all of that got posted by Swifties on our Instagram, we got 35,000 hits.
Hysterical.
And
Wow.
And anytime we post anything about lesbians or women or whatever, the Swifties come out in force. And we love you, Swifties.
Yes.
So come to the gala, and we will continue to do anything and everything you want in regard to Taylor Swift, because we love Taylor and we love Swifties. But 13, Sunrise Boulevard, that's us.
Mm-hmm. The numerology is really interesting,
right?
man. Like,
right?
That's weird. But to the article though, I haven't read it, but this op-ed is an academic exercise. I don't like the idea of outing someone. That is not. I've always believed. I mean, privately, I might say, she's a queen and she don't know it yet. But that's not for me to say publicly, and that's not for me to kind of try and out someone with.
On the New York Times.
You're in the New York Times. I mean, clearly your readership. But again, there's also this idea, this academic idea. Okay, so we have the artist as artist, and then we have the artist as person. Does Taylor Swift have a queer identity as an artist? Maybe. That's for a research journal, or that's for, some other space. This is not news for the place with all the news that's meant to fit to print.
That's fit to print.
Right? This is not news. This is not something that needs to be speculated about on the Times. I think it was really below them.
Yeah.
Okay, I can feel what you're saying.
Like you, I have conflicted opinions here too, because first of all is the Times. I mean, the last place I thought will be speculating about
Tay-Tay,
sexuality. However, I have thought about that myself, and I've been saying it for a long time. Now, Taylor Swift is very wise when it comes to putting herself out there, and this new romance with the hottie of the hotties. Travis
Kelsey. Yeah, Kelsey. Yeah.
She knows what she's doing, and but again, this is marketing for her, and it's promoting her. She's probably the most famous person in America.
In the world right
I
now.
thought it was Beyonce. Yeah, and it's not.
They're right there. They're right there.
She literally causes seismic activity at her concerts.
Right, but last night at the Golden Globes, her movie was in the awards, not Beyonce.
Not Beyonce's. No, but Beyonce's came out after, which is why. But
Right, but
Well, also the Taylor's made a fortune.
yeah.
a fortune.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so
of
did
course,
Beyonce,
of
but
course,
Not
of
anywhere
course.
near.
not
But a
close
lot.
to- yeah, right.
But a lot.
But and we as the gay community, we also speculate a lot about I understand. She is our ally. We love her. I love Taylor Swift. But then we are free to speculate about Lindsey Graham or people that are not out, but we have outed them,
Yeah.
and we are very willing to go after them. We go after Shawn Mendes, people that we want to be out
To be gay, yeah.
to be gay. But so why is Taylor different?
Yeah. No,
Why is she different?
And that's the thing. Like, I mean, it's
Well, what's different, sorry for interrupting, what's different is that those other people are not outed by the New York Times. And
In
when
this
people
instance,
have
yeah.
that conversation amongst themselves, that's one thing. It's an individual, personal conversation. But to take someone who has been so supportive of the community and then blazonly put them in front of the world in a New York Times piece, that is excessive.
well, it's not the first time, Robert. You're saying it like we just outed her. You know what I mean? Swifties have been saying that she's gay
No.
for a lot of years. But the reality is that Swiftie is an ally. She's a huge ally, and we always want to make everybody gay. We don't. Everybody's not gay, and it's okay for her to be an ally. She could
That's the
write
point.
about us in all her songs. She could write
Straight
about
people are people too.
straight people can be allies, and that's going to be okay. We don't want to also make them feel uncomfortable.
That's the whole point.
Yeah,
That's the whole point, is there's no sense or rhyme or reason of making someone like her saying, you know what? You're doing this to me. I'm going to pull myself back.
It's true.
Just leave Taylor alone. Leave Taylor alone.
And everybody wear the number 13.
Yes, please.
And that's it.